Today we're looking at the 2022 England Nationals Men's Open Grand Final.
Oh, how about that? It's even better.
Count of the man, count of the hour.
That is sensational.
Okay, this is the England Nationals. It is the Taipans versus the Sharks. So it's both South-East England. The Taipans in red and the Sharks with the ball playing in blue. So this game's been recommended to me, and I do believe this to be a bit of a classic game. So looking forward to getting into reviewing this one. So we've got the Sharks hitting first with the ML play. Oh, nice. Did he get through? Yeah, he took his time putting it down. Let's have a look at that one again. Okay, I'll just go back a little bit. So an ML play, it's a very nice play. It does look like a rooster. However, it's done on the short side. The wrap itself's done on the short side. So the term ML comes from middle link, which means the play of the ball is with the middles, but the ball player the ball player is the link. Okay, so we got the middle making touch. He's going to pull corner along with his short side, one off screen. The ball carrier, in this case the link, he's going to run direct at the offside player, and he's going to beat him either short or open side. As a defender, you really want them to beat you open side because it's a much harder of a pass. Okay, now a normal ML here, when we get to this platform, the ball carrier will run into the gap of the middles, causing everyone to shut him down because he can score. He's a live player. This player will run this hole here, the link will run their hole, and the winger will keep the width. That's in theory how what the Sharks have done here is they've put a bit of flavour on it, and they've run a block runner. So the person playing the ball will go deep out the back with the link running at the inside shoulder of his opposite player. Okay, so from where I'm from, I've known this as a Brian. No idea where it came from, but it's called a Brian. So this defender here, you really want him to commit and come in. Okay, and then the pass can go out the back for a 2-on-1. However, that defender has sort of not really read that short runner, and he sort of just find himself a bit flat-footed. So it's a nice option here to give the short runner the ball. Very nice. I'll go make myself some dinner while he puts the ball down. And looks like the Taipans are about to hit back. Open side quickie. Okay, nice open side quickie. Not the conventional way to score again on an open side quickie, but let's go and have a look at it. So the reason it's called open side is a quickie, as you know, is a middle ruck. One middle steps to the side, and he basically gets the ball straight back to attack the line. The faster you get the ball, the more offside the players are, and the more chance you have of scoring. Now, traditionally, a quickie is done, you split to the short side, because that's where the toucher is offside, and you want to attack that player. Okay, but in the last few years, the way teams defend, this person pulls corner, this other middle, who should be back on the line here, is stupidly tight because he has to protect that middle gate to stop someone diving and scoring. And because they're super duper tight, if you step to the open, you might catch them off balance going inwards to protect that gap, whereas you get the ball on the out, and it's just a foot race for speed. But what's happened here is this middle actually wasn't too tight, but he also wasn't back on the line. He was kind of plodding around three meters off the line, sort of in no man's land. So by the time he turns, he still isn't onside yet, and his full body weight is actually, well, he's chasing that way. So the smart ball carrier then steps off his right foot and just catches everyone off guard, and he gets under. It's a nice slide dive. He doesn't leap, he just gets low and pushes along the ground, which is a very, very nice technique there on his dive. And he gets under him for a try. And a very weird flick pass. I'm surprised he didn't hit it. He didn't hit anyone with that ball. Okay, so it's got another open side quickie, this time from the Sharks. And there's the foot race on the outside. So we'll just have a quick look at this one. So there's the setup. Traditionally, he will step back open and then angle back in. However, that's the short side quickie. He steps open. Now this could look like a middle play. So this dummy half can actually take on this player and beat him. However, he takes 2 steps and he just rips the pass to the dumper on the out. So there's that middle there, coming in nice and tight, expecting that he needs to cover that gap. And by the time he turns around and sees the person catching the ball, he's already running outwards. So he's already got a bit of a head start. Now the way we defend this It's too hard for this middle to do both jobs. We can't expect him to go in and be ready for that out ball as well. So as soon as this link can get a read that that out ball is coming, he just needs to get up and slam it, because number 7 here, when he's catching the ball, he's not looking anywhere near that link. So he won't see the link coming. By the time he catches and turns, link's in his face, and he's not going to get the pass away. But because the link held off, they were able to go through the hands. So nice open side quickie in response. Referee's wearing sunglasses. Okay, so we've got a short side quickie, short ball. Number 15 again. Seems to be doing a lot of the plays. So this is your traditional quickie. This one's been around forever. So you step to the side that the defender is going to be pulling. And as you can see, the defender is still offside. So if this player wasn't nice and tight, you step and you dive between them. However, because the player is tight, run hole, keep width. Okay, this defender here, as you saw the way they scored, they kind of get him in the middle of nowhere. His job is to come off the line and stand in the way of that bullet pass to the link, but also close enough where he can make the touch here. Okay, so he needs to be up. So if he throws that bullet pass to the link, he can catch it, but if he throws the short ball, he can reach in and make the touch. However, I think it's a big wind-up dummy here from the number 15, and it just causes that defender to sort of go out and just hesitate that little bit. So the big dummy and then the short ball. Well played. Okay, but this is just a discipline thing here from a defensive point of view. That myself, if that was me defending, I'd probably fall for the dummy as well. But you just have to train yourself that policy is policy no matter what they're doing with the ball. Number 15 again, another open side. Another open side quickie, and it's the same as the last two. However, this 1-2, they're still backpedaling. Okay, at the time of this dump, they need to be on the line there and moving forward. As soon as this person sees that open side quickie is coming, if he's on side now, he's moving forward and he's up and he's jamming it. Okay, and this player here can then chase around the outside, because if he does get a pass away, it's not going to be a good pass. So it's not going to be done at speed. So he needs to get up and jam that. Holding off, it's just never going to work. I might try and find some examples of this. Rooster, quick release. This is a great play to teach some younger players. I do this with under 16s and women's 20s and stuff like that. Not so much just because it's an easy play. It's actually a very subtle but a nice variation. So a rooster here, it's a fade on the middle, links underneath, okay, and he gives it to another middle running direct, and he gets around. It's a basic wrap, okay. The ball carrier here is going to take on the offside defender, and he's going to step him either way and then try and play eyes up. So traditionally, the defender's going to pull short side, okay. So we have this defender here. He's doing a great job. He's protecting the gap between the middle, because when you run a rooster, if you're the ball player, you can score a try, you can dive at the line. So we really want to protect that gap. But what the Sharks have done, they've done the quick release. So it actually has the same impact as the reverse quickie. This defender's come all the way in. Next thing you know, this person is going to get the ball straight away running outwards. All right. So what we do in defense here, we'll go forward a little bit. As you can see, he's only realised now and he's going to start running. If these guys get off the line, they're not so much hitting, but they're getting in the way of his outwards run. If he tries to run outwards and those defenders are moving forward and getting up in the way, he's going to try and either pass to him and they just move out, or if he wants to score, he's got to angle back in this way, away from those defenders moving forward and back into that middle. Okay, so always make sure we're moving forward off the line. Get in a nice position at the time of the dump so we can move forward, not diagonally, not covering anything. We move forward. Okay? It's actually very unlucky. That winger's done a very good job. As soon as he saw that ball released, he just gunned for the corner to try and make the touch. So it was unlucky. Counties play. Bit of a weird Counties play. It's a tiny hole he got through. Let's have a look at that one again. When I say Counties play, so this is actually a really good one. So a lot of times when we're playing touch, we are under pressure as a middle, and we find ourselves throwing the ball to the link. Okay, and what does a defender do? They stay up because they know all the dumps have got to be middle, making the dump on the middle. Well, sorry, 95%. So he's getting up nice and high, so if he tries to throw the ball back to the middle, he just jams it and it becomes a hospital pass. They get no forward momentum, so it's good defense here. However, the Sharks player has done a good job to read this. So his job now, if they want to run a play where he is the ball player, dive into that gap. Okay, they will both come and make the touch and split open, receive the ball back like a quickie, and then straighten up and play direct. Okay, in a perfect world, you do get the touch still on the middle, but the middle's up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So that's what he does. He dives in. Yes, it's on the link, okay, which they say is don't ever do that, but the middle's up. Okay, not only is that middle up, this middle's up. And I can't see a link back up there anyway, so it looks like the whole line's up. So he splits, gets the ball back. They're still getting onside, and everyone just runs holes. Okay, again, what we say there is the defensive link. He's gotten here, and he's sort of treading water. He's not moving forward. This guy's the same. He's not moving forward. If he moves forward and he moves forward, they guarantee that pass is not going to work. It's either going to get intercepted or he's just going to throw short. Okay, so always remember we move forward off the line. Sometimes it's very hard to do that because you feel like the line's the safest spot. Okay, you want to give yourself as much room as possible to react, but we must move forward. It's just an eyes up play. Don't really have to talk about this too much. It's just the defensive team. Obviously, the coach has said, "Hey, look, this guy's doing all the plays from middle. Let's see if we can get our link to go up and make that touch, so our middles can get onside." And he's just running into onside players, which is not a bad decision as a coach. I would probably do the same. However, number 15 seems to be a very smart player, and he's seen that, and he's just passed the ball to his link, and his link's done very well to stay wide on that play as well. Sharks hit back. Another ML play. Oh, sorry, no. I like this one. This is very, very New Zealandy, this play. Got a lot of New Zealand about it. So there's that link making the touch again. We just spoke about it last time. Link's trying to do the work on this ML, which... as a link, it's great to go up and help with the touches, but you always want to make sure that that link's going to be in the play the ball. Okay, because if I'm number 19, like before, as soon as I see that link going up to try and make touch, I just angle that way and I say, give me the ball. Right? So, very risky on that link. He must really back himself as far as his speed goes. Look at that. I've mixed it up. Old mate out here's a referee. Let's go back. But it is good practice, though. That's actually middle making the touch. It is good practice, though. I'm not even going to alter this video. It's good practice that if that is a link, I can understand what they're trying to do, as before, but only do it if that number 4, say, is fading to the 19. Alright, don't do it if it's a middle play the ball, because they'll just rip an out ball to the link. Okay, but it is a middle, and they're running the ML play. Okay, the way we defend the ML play is the link comes up to try and cut off this angle to force them back in here, so the middle can sort of pull a more direct line, and you can sort of go man on. Okay, but this link's come too far in. He's sort of overread the play and he wants to do too much. They don't actually give the ball to the 19. They hold it, they take 2 steps, and then the 19 changes his angle out. So, look where he's looking. Ball. He's got eyes only for the ball. And then number 19 just bounces out. If you Google or YouTube a Waikato play, very similar to this, however, the shape is just of a 4-on-3 fade. Very nice play, a very good play because you only need 2 people in it. It was invented by the New Zealand international team one year. Their mixed open side won a World Cup with that play. And it's just a little bounce out on the link. Very, very nice play. I definitely recommend you watch it. Sweeper. It's not the best defense on this one. Like when I say not the best defense, it's very easy to get confused when a play isn't run properly or isn't run the way that you practice for. It is very easy to get confused, and it does look like the defense is worse than what it is. So we have a sweeper. Now, if you want to run here, you must, because this person here is pulling corner. If you want to run, you cannot run straight because you will run straight into your player who's onside. when you want to do a sweeper, we call it a buoy, which is that trail, that inside ball. You have to. It's the only time I tell, especially juniors, it's okay to run sideways. You have to run laterally to get this player here to chase you. Okay, so you have, I'll play forward to get rid of these lines. So you have one player here going this way to pull corner. Then you'll have this player here chasing you, and it's like parting the Red Seas. You then the sweeper curls around and runs straight into the gap. Now for this player here, he's run too direct. Okay, so it just becomes a man-up option, and that hole does not open up for the sweeper. So he runs, and for some reason this link is way too far in. I don't know if he thought that's what they were running. They were running that sweeper trail, but he finds himself too far in, because when you think about it, man, he can be out here a little bit because it's just man on. And because he gets caught too far in, the winger has to come in as well. And then a long ball, unfortunately, makes that play look a lot better than what it was. It's a bit of a dodgy play, that one. Another ML play, and they've run that block runner again, but a nice ball over the top. So just exactly the same as the first one. You got that middle play the ball, link run and direct, wrap around, and they do that block where... Oh, actually, no, sorry. This one's not a block. This is a splitter. There's not much difference. Not much difference at all. So a splitter is this player here will come in front, running out, and this guy will split basically the two of them in half and run in between them. Whereas the Brian, this link is running in front. So there's not much difference. It's designed to do the same thing, but it got the defense interested and sucked in, and he picked the long ball. Nice pass. Great pass, left to right. Oh, number 15's on. Open side quickie. Second phase. Don't think the touch was made, but for this purpose, we'll imagine that it is. Alright. So... Okay. So this is his player here. The ball carrier. He stepped him on the... Well, it doesn't matter. Short side, whatever. He stepped him, and they've had to shut down. So he's going to feed the pass. Yep. So the Sharks player is in a good spot to shut down. Okay? But what the Taipans are doing, there's better example of this play out there. They run what's called the second phase. So they don't worry about that. I know, I'm dropping my pen. I don't think a touch was made here, but normally you get the ball and you just put your hand out, you make the touch on them. Okay? And then that shutdown all of a sudden is irrelevant because they're on to the next play. And look who's out here, ready to catch the ball. So all you have to do is quickly play the ball and just pass straight out. Which is what they do. Oh, there's another man out there as well, but yeah. So it was open side. Another ML. They're really liking the ML, but this time they went short. Oh, no touch. Okay, this is just a miss. You can do so much right with reading the touch. Not really much to talk about here. It's just another option with the ML. So the Sharks seem to be running that same play over and over again. However, they're picking different options, which you can do. Like you can just practice that one move, which an ML you can branch out to do 8 different things, which is what they've done, which is totally fine. It's working for them. They're up 6-5. They've defended it actually quite well. Good position. But look at that. That's just a tiny miss. And number 5's done a great job to react and get rid of the ball. That's just unlucky. Sharks again. Sweep. And a try. I will make note of this one. This is actually... Okay, so he's sweeping. He actually probably could be a lot tighter, but he's going to sweep here. And you watch the line he runs. He runs what we call an S line. So he gets it nice and direct, and he straightens up. And he makes this play here who's, again, no matter what they do, policy is policy. Pull corner, it gets him to straighten up. And as soon as he straightens up, he then goes boing. And he angles out. Which, if you're running backwards, you just can't compete with that. So he goes, and then there's the step. And yeah, they call a touch, but they were offside. There's no way that they can compete with that. So again, just pull corner. If he beats you on the inside, don't worry about it. Oh, I didn't. Actually, I was too busy talking. Oh, okay. I can see what they're trying to run. They didn't run it perfectly, but it worked quite well. just because of the speed that they ran it at. So we talk about a sweeper, and the inside ball is a boy. Well, when they picks up runs this way, this guy will curl around trying to get into the hole. That's a boy, but if he runs around like he's running into that hole, get this guy to sort of turn in and then bounce out. Again, like that Waikato play that I was talking about, definitely check it out on YouTube. That becomes a girl play. So this is a Cindy, which means it's a middle from there sweeping instead of the link sweeping. Same premise, they just dump the ball on the link instead. He sweeps around, he comes in and goes inside, and then he goes bounce. Which they do that slightly. You can see it's an out ball there, and they just catch. Oh, again, it's a great dive, but they do catch the Sharks player just sort of watching the ball rather than the player. Alright. So Taipans are hitting back a little bit here. We've got just looks like a short side quickie. So again, we're being really risky here. That link's trying to come up. I get it. It's the number 15. He's deadly with the ball, but one pass to this guy, I don't know if you can recover. If you want to be that high up, you've got to have your winger up there as well. So if they do pass to the winger can just jam it. And the only way they can get it out of that is a tip on. But anyway, the 15's doing good. He's going back into the centre, and he's actually got all three of them in the ruck. Now that's just best case scenario if you're a Taipan. And he's gone short side here. And I know you didn't make the touch, but you're up in the ruck, so your job is to still protect that short side. Because you've backpedaled. So you're leaving a big gap now between your link and yourself. So the link's got a hold, and by the time he gets some vocab from his inside player to go out, it's too late. So the link couldn't release there. Let's just watch the middle. See, look at the way the middle's turned. He's turned open side. His body is facing the other middle. So the link had to hold, he couldn't go out. And by the time he did, they just hit the hole. Nice play. There's a lot of tries in this game. This would have been so good to watch. This is an interesting play. It's a punish play, but punish is just another quickie. But it's done with the link making the dump on their opposing link and stepping short side, and they just try to score at the link's feet, which is what they do. He gives it back to the link, and he just scores at his feet. Very much like an open side quickie, how it's done in front of the link with your link. Not really much else to talk about there. But it's a great play to run on the first touch. A lot of teams now are sequencing that they'll run a punish on one player, a punish on the other play, and then the next time that they run a punish, it turns into an out ball. This is a nice pass. All right, let's talk about. So we set up for a punish here. Okay, so this middle, now that they're running a punish, he steps this way and tries to score it. He knows, oh, they're going to score at his feet. I've got to come in. But this time the 15 dummies. This is actually what we call sequencing. So we've conditioned the defense to come in tight on the punish. But he dummies and he steps the other way. Catches them off balance. Number 19's done actually a really good job to get up in the line, but he's probably gone too far. And he can get in behind him. That's a nice pass. Excuse me. Another ML. And on the short side. Beautiful. Just a quick look at that. This is for a defensive point of view. If you're running an ML, let's watch the link, which is this player here. And I'll tell you what he's doing right until he does it wrong. He comes up, which is great. And here. Or maybe even a little bit before it. Oh, no, I'm going forward. Alright, right here, because this player here is still pretty much behind the ball carrier. You get to here. Okay, now he basically can't run short side because he'll run into you. You get to this point where you're at, and then you chase out. Alright? So he's getting up off the line really well. Okay? And he's forcing that number 18 with the ball to go back into the middle. Back into the middles, where they can stop pulling corner and just pull direct and play man on. But he's just gone too far in. He's tried to make the touch. We don't want to make the touch there. All you're doing is forcing him back into the middle so this guy doesn't have to pull such a hard corner because you've cut it off, you've cut the field. He can pull straight back and try and make the touch. But he's just gone a little too far in, and it's well read by the Sharks. And they've scored on the short side. And we've got 9 all now. Oh, simple. Short side quickie. Right at the end. What's good about this quickie is look at the momentum the number 2 has running into this. Yes, he steps sideways, but the person with the ball at dummy half picks up and takes a couple of steps before he gives him the ball. And that means just the whole momentum is running forward. So he doesn't have to stop and start his run again. The players are still getting onside, and he just steps around offside players and just through the gap. So we call that rolling forward on your quickie, rather than stepping to the side and it ends up you running angle, like complete right angles. To level the game up, let's have a look at that again. I think this is just a short side quickie. Yep. So short side quickie is delayed at getting to dummy half. Short side quickie, dummies, there it is. This player here, he's actually defending quite well with his position at the time. However, we talk about that he needed to be there at the time of the ball hitting the deck so he can move forward. If he moves forward off the line, as soon as that he sees that dummy, he's in a position now to chase. But because his momentum was still going over to cover that gap, he can now be beaten. He can be wrong-footed. So he needed to be there at the dump. See how his body's still coming. He's still coming across, and only there does he start to change his angle, and the Taipans player's already gone. And everyone tries to man up, but the winger just couldn't get there in time, and they level the game up. And this is a minute to go. What happens here? Through from dummy half. That looks like a touch. That looks like a touch. I'm not going to even bother with that one. Actually, yes I am. Yes I am. It's still a point. Okay. It's middle. So you dump on the middle and you split in so your dummy half can attack the offside middle. This player here from the Sharks has done a pretty sneaky job with his body position. He's actually getting in the way, as you can see, and making it very hard for the Taipans player to chase across, although I still think at this point here he could have done a bit better in the chase. Once they get through a dummy half on the short side, it's just very important, just if you're in front of a player, just stick to that player. Let the person that made the original touch worry about chasing the dummy half. And to finish off the game, which is in... Oh no, this is to level the game up. My apologies. And it's just a short side quickie. Short side quickie dive at the line. Where are we going? Cue elevator music. Open side quickie. My apologies. So he splits open. Look, this link did a really nice job. He gets off the line here. The one with the hat on, this bloke. If you continue just like his reaction speed there, if he just runs at the 15, but he just sort of holds, now the 15 is propped to pass, and he's already held and backed off. Should have just hit him. Should have just got up in his face. That number 15 has had a brilliant game. Has had the number 18 from the Sharks. So unfortunately, I don't know any of these players' names. So we go to a 4-on-4 extra time, which is 2 minutes. They play for 2 minutes at 4-on-4, and it's whoever wins after 2 minutes is the winner. If it's still a draw, they go to 3-on-3, and it's just first try wins. So we have a counties play with a long ball. So the counties play, we did see one earlier from the Sharks. It's a middle link play the ball, and the middle will step in. Okay, he steps in, and then he straightens up and goes direct at the offside player. If he beats him on this side, they have a 2-on-1 because he'll realign. But if he beats him on the open side, it's a 3-on-2. It's actually still very difficult to defend if you are in defense, obviously. He breaks him open side and gets the 3-on-2. Again, they're on the line. They need to be moving forward. Okay? If this guy is moving forward, he can be released out wider a little bit and probably chase this pass. But I'd say it again, we need to be moving forward off the line. You watch the best games, they're never defending on the line. They're never tracking that line. But nice play from the Taipans. So it's a very smart play to run it at 4-on-4. Just something where you can be a live player so you can score. and just take on the numbers with everyone running their right lines. So very nice there. The Sharks have the final set of the game. They run a rooster. Great intercept. This is again what we speak about moving forward off the line. He's actually quite a fair way off the line there. And he snatches the ball. And from what I gather, that actually saved them the game. They tread up the field a fair bit. We can fast forward through this because I do think the score ends up. So we get one more crack at the line here. The Sharks, they go middle, running short side, and he just mans on. And I think that's the way the game finishes. Yep, it is. What an absolute cracker of a game. A men's open grand final at a national event, going to extra time at 11 all. That is just outstanding. Something that I wish I would have been at. Hopefully we can get some games over near where I'm from that are such high quality and a lot of tries and a lot of good highlights. But thanks for watching, and we will be back with another episode of Game Analysis very soon. Thanks, bye.